Welcome to CTV News Your Canada. It's Wednesday, August 6th. We'll bring you profiles of fascinating Canadians and stories about your community. Thanks for watching.
As Victoria Mboko reaches the semifinals in the National Bank Open in Montreal, young tennis players are gripped.
I think that's amazing.
It makes me feel pride for someone who came near this area actually got to a really high level at this young age.
Kian Rasulsadeh says it has him thinking about his future in tennis.
It kind of motivates me to pursue tennis.
18-year-old Mboko booked her ticket to the semifinals following a stunning defeat of world number 2 Coco Gauff and another dominant performance in the quarters.
To have such an achievement at a tournament like this is really a milestone for me, and I'm just so happy that I've got to have this whole experience in Montreal.
The Burlington teen is the first Canadian to reach the semis since 2019 when Bianca Andreescu won the tournament, and the youngest woman to reach the semis since 2015.
A year ago, Mboko was ranked outside the top 300. Yes, top 300 in the WTA rankings. And now she's cracked the top 50.
In Montreal, Mboko has dropped just one set.
She was a wild card in this event, so she's going to be enjoying this moment in front of the Montreal crowd, feeding off that raucous energy to try to propel her to the Canadian Open final.
Put your hand up. You like Fortnite.
Nike tennis camp coach Cameron Bentley is using her success and lessons from the court to inspire his campers.
I want them to, you may win the first set, you still got to win the second one. So, yeah, just, enjoy it, I guess. I'm sure she enjoyed it.
Her next match is tomorrow against 9th seed Elena Rybakina. Alison Hurst, CTV News.
Your name could be aboard a Falcon 9 rocket. Students at the University of Alberta are creating a satellite that will hitch a ride to space.
We go on a rideshare program, so there's probably 60 or 50 other satellites about this size that are also paying to be on the rocket.
They're building the X Alta 3.
It'll house a student-built imager that we developed for climate change research.
X Alta 3 will orbit Earth and monitor ice and snow coverage in Canada and contribute to wildfire research.
The Canadian government especially is looking into more ways to support climate change research. We know that wildfires are a hot-button issue for a lot of Albertan communities.
The X Alta 3 project will cost $500,000. Part of the crowdfunding campaign includes inviting donors to be a part of the mission through this small chip.
A chip will be affixed like that, and we'll send it to space so your name gets to come with us.
You can pay $100 for one name or $200 for 3. While the satellite is only the size of a loaf of bread, it packs a punch.
But it contains everything. So you have your computer in here, your power. The only thing not pictured on here is some of the surface components.
The students will have their names hidden within the circuits and other components, but it's building X Alt 3 that makes them excited to launch their careers.
Sending actual hardware that I've designed into space was always a long-term goal for far in the future when I was in my late 20s or 30s or even older.
This is the first opportunity I've ever had to actually participate in a real space mission.
X Alta 3 will blast off next summer. Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News, Edmonton.
Tom Flood gets emotional when Colonel by Day comes around.
I come here every year to recognize and appreciate the work my 2 great-great-grandfathers did when they came to Canada in 1826 to help build this canal.
People gathering Monday afternoon at the Celtic Cross Monument near the Rideau Canal to pay tribute to the estimated 1,000 workers that lost their lives building the Rideau Canal between 1826 and 1832.
This is a deep connection because of the awareness of how courageous it was for the Irish to leave everything and literally come across in the whole of a ship.
Prayers, speeches, tributes, and a moment of silence shared.
Because of the recognition our Rideau Canal has, not just to those in our city, whether it's during the summer or in the winter months as the world's longest skating rink, also to the tourists as well. So to both it's great to vision of beauty and splendor.
As many as 7,000 people work to build the Rideau Canal, 16 hours a day, 6 days a week, fighting cold winters and hot summers.
We just appreciate the work and the freedom that we enjoy here in Canada because of their early days and their hard work.
A lot of people don't realize and recognize that, hey man, like the times were tough when they built this thing between 1826 and 1832, and a lot of folks got hurt and were killed as a result.
5 engraved symbols on the monument: an Irish harp, a pick and shovel, a mosquito, a wheelbarrow, and an explosion representing the tools used, working conditions, and disease people died from. The monument was first unveiled in 2004.
It's very important to a person who is an Irish immigrant to have that connection to the people who came before us.
Birthed from tragedy, now the Rideau Canal is a World Heritage Site, one of the biggest tourist attractions in the capital. Camille Wilson, CTV News.
As part of their 10-day homestay in Moose Jaw, a group of students from Yokohama, Japan are stopping in Regina.
We are able to take them to host families, take them around the city, bring them here to Regina, experience living with a Canadian family, eating Canadian food, and experiencing the culture.
Passing by the Queen City X, Dupuis says the experience allowed the group to view Canadian culture through a different lens.
Kids are having a wonderful time. They can't get enough of the rides, and they've enjoyed all the food.
They are not the only ones. Youth are also enjoying the event through various activities, including mutton busting. Aiming to teach and connect kids to agriculture.
They come out a lot more brave. I find that they're, some of them are leaving the arena crying, but a lot of them leave the arena with a big smile on their face, and it's wonderful to see it.
Adding, the friendly competition is a first-hand rodeo experience for some.
This year we didn't get the rodeo, so Agrivision wanted to bring egg to QCX, so we just wanted to have a little bit fun for the kids.
Despite this year's exhibition featuring a new midway, people say the fair was still enjoyable.
I think it's great. It's very fun when you're with friends and stuff, and I love it.
The exhibition is one of a kind. I usually think I need to go to Calgary for such an adventure, but I never knew something like this is happening here.
It's so fun. I haven't been here for a couple of years, and coming back, it's so fun. I love it. My friend almost puked on one.
With hopes of returning next year for another summer to remember. Sierra D'Souza Butts, CTV News, Regina.
Saskatoon's Yevshan Folk Ballet Ensemble treated crowds in Italy to their talents recently. Given that Ukrainian dance has become a global symbol of unity and resilience in light of the war in Ukraine, this tour held a lot of significance.
It's a great opportunity to represent Ukraine and Canada and just dance for everybody who might not be able to right now.
The Yevshan director is originally from Ukraine, as are some of the dancers.
Culture is really important to us, to keeping up, and I'm really proud of my group came to Italy and present Ukrainian culture far from the Ukrainian land.
The tour lasted 2 weeks, but left a lifetime of memories for the 35 dancers.
It has been such a privilege to share the stage with my family and also my dance family, and being here in Italy, just, sharing that Ukrainian culture.
Yevshan is marking a 65th anniversary, and this dancer has been with the group for 12 of those years.
There's so many different cultures performing. It really makes us feel like we are a part of something bigger than just Canada and Saskatoon and what we do at home.
There was a parade of nations. Some of the other countries represented: Poland, Germany, and Hungary. The audience seemingly aware of the significance of Ukraine's current struggle for freedom. The crowds were wowed by their skill on stage, and that meant many photo requests afterwards.
We really enjoy connecting with our audiences and getting to know and pictures and make connections, and that's how we work as Yevshan, and we're really proud to be doing it out here.
So when they're back in Saskatoon, this group undoubtedly will be sharing their experiences as ambassadors for not only Ukrainian culture and dance, but for the province of Saskatchewan and Canada. Carla Shinkarek, CTV News, Montecatini, Italy.
It's another hot and dry day, and city workers are making the rounds watering the trees. But for the biggest maples that make up about 25% of the city's canopy, this is just a drop in the bucket.
A mature tree like this one, the big one, they can drink up to 50 liters per day.
Andre Poirier is part of a team of researchers that started to wonder where the trees are getting all that water.
Especially in the street where they have very little soil, where rain can go in. It's a lot of impervious surfaces all over them.
In his lab, Poirier started testing samples taken from maple trees on city streets and comparing them to samples taken from parks. He says he was surprised to find the presence of an old lead isotope in the city samples that was not found in the trees growing in parks.
Take a fingerprint, essentially, of the metal, and we can trace the source of that lead. So we think that this old lead is coming probably from the old leaded pipes.
According to the city, 83 million cubic meters of water leak from the city's water system every year, more than enough to sustain the trees.
I always thought that was happening.
Maya Vodanovich is the city councillor responsible for water.
It's not our objective, to have leaky pipes to help the trees.
In fact, she says the city is actively working to reduce the amount of leakage, cutting it by 50% since 2014. But in the meantime, Poirier says it's giving trees in the city an advantage over park trees.
One of the conclusions of that paper is that the trees from the streets are actually more robust when there's a drought because they don't need the rain. They don't have access to it in the first place, so they can live very happy even though there's no rain at all.
One possible upside to the city's crumbling infrastructure. Matt Gilmore, CTV News.
Two things not hard to find in Banff in the summer: stunning peaks, swarms of people. Irina Kachun and Eor Mazurek recently moved to Toronto from Ukraine. They're taking advantage of the Canada Strong Pass that provides free access into national parks.
It's very cool that Parks Pass is free, so we decided to use it.
These two Calgarians are also partly here because of the free entry.
It's not much of a trek to come all the way out, and then now that you don't have to pay for it.
The pass was an election pitch by Prime Minister Mark Carney. It was a strategy to unite Canadians by encouraging domestic travel. The pass came into effect June 20th, and in Banff, it hasn't been seamless. Year to date, the town's traffic volume is up 6%. Recently, it recorded its second busiest day ever.
Cannot handle that volume of vehicles into the long term. So we need to continue to work with our provincial and federal partners to look at mass transit.
The town also points to Calgary and area's booming population, strong U.S. dollar, and the sentiment of Canadians wanting to vacation at home for the increase in traffic volume. Residents share the mayor's concern.
Getting out of town by car, sometimes it's taken me 20, 30 minutes to get out of town.
It's too much. The reality, there's too much tourism that has to be monitored.
And over the long weekend, Waterton had to divert traffic away.
We want to be sure that we don't reach gridlock for safety reasons like in any other jurisdiction.
While parks try to handle the volume of vehicles, businesses are noticing the increase in volume.
The amount of local Canadian traffic has spiked very noticeably, especially day traffic.
The crowds will likely continue as the Canada Strong Pass will be good until September 2nd, the Tuesday after the Labor Day weekend. Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Banff.
It wasn't the usual traffic tying up one of Halifax's bridges on Sunday.
This is my second time. My first one was in 2022. It was my first live run of any sort. I've done quite a few since then.
The MacPass Miles run sold out with 400 runners, making the 1.5-kilometer trek high above the harbor. And for some, it was a family affair.
I came here 3 years ago before she was born, did the race for the first time then, and I wanted to come back and give her the experience.
A first-place finish was worth it for Daniel Lord, taking a time of 4 minutes and 46 seconds.
It's a good time for me, especially starting on that uphill. It was so hard. My lungs are burning right now, so I was happy to be under 5 minutes. Usually run the 800 meters, so the mile's a bit long for me.
Runners could also take a look at some of the rejected coins from over the years before the tolls were removed. Activities, performances, a bridge walk, and asking experts about bridge construction were also part of Sunday's festivities. There's a renewed 75-year lifespan for the McDonald Bridge with paint work ongoing, but that won't lead to any closures. The 55-year-old McKay Bridge was only built to last 50 years, though, meaning a big decision is on the horizon.
we've got to decide whether to rehabilitate or to build a new bridge. That's a discussion that's happening, but while it's happening, we're maintaining the bridge and we'll continue to do so.
There will be 2 McKay Bridge closures coming up, one each in August and September for cable inspection. But for runners on the McDonald Bridge, the focus was on a good race day.
I loved it. How can you not? You get to run the bridge, it's quick, it's fun, there's so many people. Lovely.
The race will need a new name next year as MAC passes are a thing of the past. Halifax Harbour Bridges is looking for suggestions and thoughts on what to do with the median where the toll plaza was. Callum Smith, CTV News, Dartmouth.
A Western-style saddle. This is Cassidy, a full-size, state-of-the-art mechanical horse designed to mimic the real thing.
This horse has a movable head in 2 places, so the head moves, the neck moves. There are sensors all under the saddles.
Cassidy is an interactive dressage simulator used around the world to help riders of all levels improve their skills safely and efficiently, and it's now available here in London. Local trainer Heather Broadhead is now offering lessons on Cassidy, aiming to give new riders a feel for the sport before they ever climb onto a real horse.
Getting on the simulator can take you through numerous gates rather quickly, so you can go your walk, your trot, and your canter in several speeds, and this way you can get that muscle memory and know how it's supposed to feel when you get on a live animal.
Standing at 150 centimeters tall, complete with a realistic mane and tail, Cassidy came all the way from the UK with a price tag of roughly $100,000.
Showing you where you are on that.
Equipped with sensors, the simulator gives real-time feedback on posture, balance, and leg pressure, data riders can see instantly on a screen. And it's not just about learning to ride. Broadhead says Cassidy is also helping people recover from injuries.
Nice thing about the biomechanics is you can give them the confidence and work them through programs to get them rehabilitated. And this unit puts them on with no fear of the horse taking a misstep.
While nothing replaces the connection of riding a live horse, Broadhead says Cassidy provides the skills and the confidence that translate directly to the real world. Rita Ismail, CTV News.
A multi-million-dollar signature linking parts manufacturer Minth and automotive supplier Eisen. The 2 sides announcing Tuesday Phase 2 of Minth's $300 million Windsor manufacturing plant.
So we are very honored to have the opportunity to stand on the shoulder of a giant.
The investment bolsters Minth's plans for producing electric vehicle components here in Windsor. This separate 150,000 square foot facility will produce parts for Eisen clients.
So they are entering into this joint venture to enjoy the competitiveness that we can provide while serving their longtime customer, their main customer.
Though Chin was hesitant to directly name that main customer, a news release labels Eisen as a major supplier of Toyota, who previously announced plans to produce 1 million EVs annually by 2027.
We actually have a facility in Stratford today. And so some of these products that will come out of this facility probably will land in that factory.
Minth first announced plans in April to build more than 300,000 square feet of automotive manufacturing space. The investment comes as Canada faces a flurry of U.S. tariffs and waning EV demand. But those tensions, Turpin says, will end eventually.
We think that that is going to be short-lived, that the 2 countries will continue to work towards some mutual agreement. So we want to make sure that we're not letting politics drive our business decisions.
The development sits on 54 acres of vacant land on Cabana Road East. Despite the uncertainty, Windsor Mayor Drew Dilkins says there are $6 billion worth of projects in the pipeline.
We are putting the city of Windsor in a great position to be able to service and expand the airport land, which means companies like this who are looking to make investments and hire 1,000+ people in the community, we are ready to go at their speed.
Minth plans to open the doors on its new facility in September.
Hiring is already underway for Minth's initial building. The company expects to have 100 people on board by this fall before ramping up to a full complement of 1,100 employees by 2027. Ricardo.
Okay, encouraging stuff. Robert, thank you for that story tonight. That's CTV's Robert Lothian.
Big bites, loads of layers, and a whole lot of local pride. One Waterloo sandwich shop is serving up more than your average lunch. On tonight's Made Right Here, we take you inside Harper's Deli, where stacked Sammys and hometown hustle are on the menu.
Harper's Deli in Waterloo, we specialize in old school Italian deli style sub sandwiches. Harper's is what I like to call like a sort of vintage sandwich shop. A lot of the sandwich shops nowadays, it's a mass chain, mass produced sort of product, where here, we get our buns from down the road. All our meat is produced in Guelph. We're cutting our vegetables fresh daily. It's high quality, really premium product that I feel resonates with the guests who are maybe looking for something a little bit better than they find at the normal sort of chains. So if you come in here, you'll notice it's a very small menu, and there's sort of curated that everything works very well together. You're not just getting a million different toppings and a million different sauces like you would at other spots. Nothing wrong with that, but you come in here for a very sort of specific curated flavor profile. So all the subs that you see on there are inspired by an Italian meat. So you're gonna find things like sopressata and Genoa, capicola, but everything you'll find is sort of in that Italian vein, where it's just the oil and vinegar, lettuce, onion, tomato, cheese. There's some herbs on there. And then even our condiments are Italian inspired, with pickled peppers, giardiniera, olive salad, sweet peppers, spicy chili. So if you like the Italian deli sandwiches, you're gonna love it here. So I was humming and hawing for a name, but there's a very special person in my life, my daughter, Harper, and so I thought Harper's Deli is the perfect name. Are you okay with doing this? Initially, there was some hesitation, kind of a little bit of embarrassment. Finally managed to convince her to do it, and now she loves it. Seeing the regulars, seeing the smiles on their faces, knowing that you're providing them with a good quality product, good value for that product, and just like you would in a fine dining restaurant where people are, oh wow, that tasting menu was incredible, I really can't wait to do that. It's the same affection that you're getting, even though you're providing them a much more condensed dining experience, right? Good food is good food across the board.
Yvonne Muse is visiting the blue ocean after enduring gray water backing up at home.
I am waiting for the plumber to finish his job.
Now, he could have done anything during the next couple hours, but Yvonne decided to do this.
I noticed that there's some litter and I started picking it up.
While he makes the effort to deal with too many discarded things and places the occasional forgotten ones somewhere more prominent,
maybe the person will come back and pick it up.
Yvonne also wears the pins he suspects have fallen from people's lapels, including this poppy.
Yeah, I found it on the sidewalk and I decided to wear it every day.
To remember.
All year round.
To never forget. Although he doesn't need to be reminded to pick up litter.
Well, it makes me feel better.
As opposed to when he couldn't have felt worse.
Struggling in addiction was a slow downward spiral.
Yvonne had descended beyond rock bottom.
My self-esteem was just deteriorating, with my mind as well,
Before finally finding professional support.
Well, they're like angels. It's really amazing.
Then, one day, Yvonne noticed an empty bag on the ground.
Well, why not I just start filling it with more litter? And so I did that, and you just get into a flow of it.
And there was something about being of service in such a natural setting that proved profoundly positive.
It changed my outlook on life tremendously.
Yvonne says he was inspired to actively show his respect and appreciation for the world by doing this every chance he gets, which has helped him maintain being sober and drug-free ever since.
Celebrating 1 year of that.
Congratulations!
Thank you very much.
And while he may have to call a plumber to fix his pipes, Yvonne has found that the best way to rehabilitate his life is to give back to this place and its people in whatever way he can.
It makes me feel better about being alive.
Adam Swatsky, CTV News, Vancouver.